I currently live in New Jersey with my best friend. I used to live in Long Island, so my friend and I would go back frequently so I could see my old friends. Whenever we made the trip, we would take what we would call the spooky route. We would drive past the Kings Park Psychiatric Center, the Stillwell Preserve, and Cold Spring Harbor. Nothing out of the ordinary happened. We were just looking for anything scary. We were calling it a night after we drove around Cold Spring Harbor, and I put my friend's address into the GPS. As we followed this map, to the left of us was a cemetery. As we drove past the cemetery in the dark, we noticed that a Mother Mary statue was abnormally lit up, as if it had spotlights all around it, but the only light shining was from right in front of it. And there was 2 people in front of it. One was kneeling and the other was standing in front of the statue. Both my friend and I asked out loud, what were 2 people doing there at midnight in a cemetery? I suggested they were praying, but that answer didn't sit right with us, so we turned around to investigate. We parked on the road, the cemetery again right in front of us. As we looked at these 2 people in front of the statue, we noticed that parts of their clothing were frozen in mid-air. One of them had something similar to a veil, as if it was waving in the wind but stuck there. The other had a blanket over them that did the same thing. We yelled at them to get their attention, but they didn't reply. So my friend and I got really curious as to whether or not they were people or statues or something else. We pulled into the parking lot for the cemetery at the front and aimed our headlights at the 2 figures. I can't explain this part properly, but these 2 figures morphed through themselves to turn around. They never physically turned around. Their backs phased into their fronts to look at us, and both of us got an overwhelming feeling of dread, evil, and panic. We left promptly, going down the rest of the road we were originally on, except our GPS decided it would be great to reroute us back to the cemetery. The cemetery wasn't in our map's route. We didn't mark it on the map or anything. We even canceled our map and re-entered my friend's address, and the map still routed us back to the cemetery. To this day, his phone is still screwed up when it comes to location routing. We went back the following week to ask around about any paranormal activity that happens on the grounds, except the man that saw us when we pulled up locked himself inside the office. We walked up to the Mother Mary statue and confirmed that there was only one light stationed there, right in front, no other lights around the back or sides of it. And there were 2 dead patches of grass in the exact spots where the figures had been.